Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, it's 𝗙𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗃. Thank you for coming. As always, for the subscribers, thank you so much for the love and the support. I really appreciate it. Well, in today's video, this is something I think a lot of African people need to start speaking about. So I got this clip from a fellow creator. Her name is @𝗬cie𝗂𝗿. I'll put her links in the description below. Go check her out. She has some great content to share with everybody. So yeah, watch this clip that she made, come back, and let's talk about it.
I must say, black people, no one gives birth to kids that suffer than black people. We are the ones that give birth to kids that are always on the streets. And then we cry. Yeah? We cry, so many kids on the streets. It's black women that are doing it. And it's the poor people that are doing it. So tell me I am lying. Nobody gives birth like a broke black person. How many white kids do you find on the streets suffering? I mean, I'm talking in an African point of view. I lived in South Africa where I saw the most amount of white people in Africa, but you could barely find a white person on the streets. But everywhere, black kids on the streets. Are you gonna tell me it's rich people that give birth to these kids? You find someone barely having a 2-room house and they're having 6 kids. What the hell? This is why I say black people need to stop having useless sex. It's 2024. I'm gonna be 29 in a few months. But you know what everybody around me is telling me to do? Give birth. You're getting old. You know, Esther, you're getting old. Give birth. You know, because now you're gonna reach in 35, and then your eggs are gonna be dying. I am in a situation right now where I even envy. I feel like my life is just starting. I envy other girls. They're not things that I want, but people are telling me, give birth. You're getting old. That stupid mindset of African people. Give birth, and then you give birth and then you start not even liking that child. You already even want a good life for yourself. You can barely even buy yourself a Gucci bag, but you want to give birth. And you want to come here and tell me it's even the rich people suffer. Oh yeah, they suffer and cry on a yacht in Dubai. If we are going to talk about it, let's take accountability. Have you walked around Kampala? Have you walked around Kampala? Black people, stop giving birth uselessly. We must never excuse our nonsense as black people. Stop giving birth if you're poor. This is where black parents give birth when they're poor, and then they put their hope, their entire hope, into their child to rescue their lives of poverty. Hi.
Well, as you've seen in the video, that was crazy, and it's hard for me to see as an African child, because a lot of African people pass through the same situation. You know, there's this thing that I would say in my country, Uganda, people use and quote it because it's from religion, where they say, you know, children are a blessing from God. And I say we are all blessings from God. But there is a line that has to be drawn when it comes to how are you bringing this blessing from God to the world. Because majority of the time, it hurts me so much that in my own country, when I go to the city, I see a lot of homeless children. I see a lot of people that you can clearly question yourself why they have a baby on the way. And I'm not trying to say I have to control people on how they move their life. Nobody has a right to do that. But we are at a point where it's like a pride that you can be without the necessities, without the funds, without money, and you can just go around and have sex with anybody and have children. And it's these things that bring about hate between the parents and the children, because majority of the time you're going to see the parents that bring children which they cannot afford are always mistreating them in some way or the other. And you know, there's this scenario that happened in my country, Uganda, where children reach a certain grade, which is primary 7 or senior 4, senior 6, where they have to graduate to another class. And people or parents that had money would be able to bring nice gifts for their children as success cards. We do that, it's like that ritual we do to motivate our children to do better in exams. And I saw a lot of people were pissed about it, like, why are you bringing these expensive things to schools? You're making other children feel insecure in themselves. Like, I make money and I want to do something good for my children, but I cannot even express that because my child goes to a school where other parents who can't afford to do nicer things for their children do bring their children as well. Now I am limited. Now I should limit the things that I should do for my child to make them happy. I don't think that's fair. And it also brings in what she talked about, that a lot of African parents, okay, let me say a lot of Ugandan parents, in my perspective, what I've seen, what I've literally witnessed, they have children as future retirement plans. Like you literally go and make a decision to have sex with a man or a woman, and you expect that child to grow up and give you a retirement luxury. Like you expect good things to come from your child because they should feel obligated to do that. And it is sad. It's literally sad. And also why I'm speaking about this is because that creator is emotional when she speaks about those things. I'll bring her also to add on what she has to say about that. She went through those things, and it's so sad that a lot of African children in particular, when we grow up, we can't even elevate ourselves. You know, there's this thing that I talked about also called black tax. It's okay to help the people that helped you grow up. I understand that. But if you have to reach a point where you are literally obligated, like you cannot even say no, it is a must thing that you have to help these individuals. That's when I'm like, how are we as black people, African people, going to grow up? How are we going to elevate ourselves when, even when I try to grow and build something for myself, I can't, because I have people behind me that I need to take care of, in particular like parents, and then like they also have you as a first child. I'm not a first child, I cannot witness to that, but the stories I've seen is these parents, African parents, black parents, when they have you, you are literally supposed to care for your young siblings. It's like they have children, and if you are the first child, you become the mother, the father of these young siblings of yours when you're also a child who needs love from the parents. So this is really kind of a twisted conversation because it goes both ways. Like the parents should be able to understand, like, you bring this blessing, as you say, to the world, but are you able to care for this blessing? In Uganda, you see a lot of kids under the age of 8 going to work with the parents, going to sell off things to make the family survive. And you question yourself, is it really the responsibility of this child who is 7 years old, who is 8 years old, to be able and go make money for the family? And you still want to come out and say this is a blessing from God? This child is going to grow up and resent you as a parent. And this is why a lot of like African people, when they leave the situations they've been in, they don't want to associate with their people a lot because you can't breathe. And we always blame those things on other people. We do not look into ourselves as people. Why are you allowing yourself to be in a position where you are bringing a blessing, as you call it, religious quotes, which you cannot sustain? And they always bring these scary tactics of, I fed you, I took you to school, I took you to hospitals, I gave you this, I clothed you. You brought this life to the world. You were supposed to do that. This life had to be fed. This child had to be nurtured. This child had to be given things they deserve because they did not choose to be here. You chose to go open your legs. You went, opened your zip, and accepted to do an act that brings up a child. Why are you putting all the hate, all the blame, all the responsibilities, all the expectations of the things you failed to do as a parent on your child? Like, this is very sensitive, and I do understand if, let's say, you are a parent who did not choose to have a child in for example, if you are raped, it's something that I never wish on anybody, but if it happened and you chose to have this life, it's understandable. But if you decided to do this thing on your own, you literally cannot be putting the pressure on this soul, on this spirit, on this body, on this child, and expect them to give you a luxury life because you gave them life. It's ridiculous. Like she said, I think it's also stupid. I'm sorry, like I'm coming out as mean in a way, but these are the things that we need to speak about. Like, I'm not even trying to attack parents, I'm just trying to say we all as a collective, as African people, as Black people, let's try to do better. Like we always say, oh, we have, you know, generational curses, we are cast from whatever that you believe you're cast from. I don't believe you're cast a lot, but make better decisions. Those decisions are the ones that will take you away from those cast situations that you always want to put yourself in. It's not even certain at any point. And I'm tired of the excuses of, oh, when the child comes, God will feed the child, God always knows the way, everyone comes with blessings. That child who is 3 years old, who is begging for money, will never understand how it feels like to be loved. No person from the clouds is going to come and feed your child that you decided to have. You have to wake up, go make money. You have to go and make a living so this child can survive. And as a parent, why would you expect your child to do better decisions for you and give you a luxury life because you feel entitled to it when you failed to do the right decisions for yourself? It doesn't make sense, and it's unbelievable. It's sickening. It's really something I wish we could start working on. I'm working on myself, but I wish other African people could also look into themselves and take accountability of our actions, because you having unnecessary sex, as she says, is you bringing more misery into the continent and blaming it on other people. Let's do better. Guys, that was it for me in the video. Let me know what you think about this. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as well comment. I want to hear your opinions about this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.